All right, so as we were saying, we were just speaking about the home garden, but I want to jump into the home gym. Now, the last time we did DIY, I started these dumbbells that you can make at home using cement and some galvanized metal plumbing pipes, right? And we started off the process, and what we did was I showed you how to mix the mixture, what ratio to use it in as well. So we did, I believe it was 3 parts cement to 2 parts sharp sand, and then 1 part red sand itself. You can mix up those figures as well to suit your various needs. But for this one, I wanted to add the sharp sand because it's heavier than the regular sand, and it gives a little more weight when you are making your dumbbells. So, so these are the plates we ended up making. So I used plant pot base. This is actually the base that catches the water. And I made my cement mixture. What I did next was I put my pipe down. I used some silicone and sealed the bottom of the pipe so that the cement doesn't come up in the pipe. After which I poured my cement into the plant pot base here and let that set for about 2 days. All right, and now we're at the point where we are actually going to make the dumbbell, and I have these galvanized pipe pieces. And just for one side, what you would need, and you could always ramp up the amount that you're going to make, you're going to buy if you are making more than one dumbbell. What I would recommend though is you have your basic middle piece for your handle. Measure according to the size of your hand. I used a 6-inch pipe here, a 6-inch length here for the middle, where this would be the grips are. All right, if your hands are bigger, you could buy 8-inch, 10-inch, as the case may be. And then you need a collar to stop the weight from going down toward your hand when you lift it so it doesn't shift. Afterward, you need what's called a nipple. You may need different sizes depending on how many weights you're going to use. So I'm only using 1 weight per side, so this should be sufficient. So what I'll do, I'll put the collar on here, followed by this nipple, followed by the weight, and then followed by another collar. And just because I like things to look nice and finished, I got myself some plugs as well to seal the other side of the end collar to ensure that there isn't that gaping hole there. All right, so last time we were here, we set these things up in our plant pot bases, and now it's time to unmold. So what you need to do is just pull the sides. You will know your thing is ready, your weight is ready, because when it's dry, it pulls away from the side of the container easily. So you just go around the entire container. This is plastic, so it's malleable to some degree. And you could pull it away, and once it is free from the sides, you could just free it up from the bottom as well by applying pressure underneath and holding the sides like that and pushing up. So then you can start getting the weight out. All right. Once you know it's free, you could just make your life a little easier and turn it over. You'll have a little bit of mess to clean up, but that's okay. And here we have 1 weight. Again, this is for function and not aesthetics. So it's fine. That looks kind of like this, it's weights, so it's fine. All right, so you want to get that, and you want to get a second weight. Now, if you remember well enough, I did the live demonstration with this one, so I'm actually going to make myself a few more of these ones because these are bigger and they are heavier. So, so to get my good exercise in and to get more weights done, I'll cast a few more of these with my cement and, make myself some nice heavy dumbbells. Now, as I was saying previously as well, what you want to do, guys, is if you don't want to figure out what mixture to mix with your cement, what you can do is just buy what is called premix. You can go to your local hardware store, buy yourself some premix, and that premix you just need to add water. You mix that in well, and then you could go cast it in your container as well. So here we have 2 weights, and what we're going to do is we're going to join this with the pipes, and we're going to make ourselves one side of a dumbbell. So as I was saying, the first thing you'll need is your collar and your middle piece, this length here. This one is a 6-inch, as I mentioned before. So you need to seal this side to stop the weight from going down toward your hand. All right? So this prevents the weight from sliding down and crushing your fingers or whatever the case may be. What you need next is the nipple. In this case, I have a 2-inch, and I'm going to thread this onto the collar. And I'll just do the same thing on the other side. I'll put in my collar, followed by the nipple. All right, and so for our friends listening on Talk City 91.1 FM, I just I took the 6-inch length pipe. This is galvanized steel pipe, and I attached a collar on both sides on the threading, and then I threaded 2-inch nipples on either side. So I now have my handle for my weights. All right, And I'm just making sure this is nice and tight so that I can get in there. All right, so then because you use the pipe as your gauge to, it's giving me a little bit of trouble here. It has tightened up a little bit since it dried. Since I'm using my pipe as the gauge, my pipe is supposed to cooperate, but so far it is not, if I'm being very honest, guys. Just give it a little twist, a little force if necessary. All right, it's cooperating a little bit now. And what you want to do is, all right, so what you want to do is probably get yourself a little bit of a longer nipple in this case. So this one is a little bit too short. But just to show you what the effect would look like, and my coworkers, they're actually laughing their heads off just offset. You can't hear them, you'd probably. But what you're trying to do is get yourself set up like this. So once you get this on, you may need to give it a bit of a twist to help you out and use some force. But this is pretty much what you're looking for. And hopefully I don't smash this like the last time I was trying to make that concrete vase, because we all know what happened there. But you get the general idea. Get yourself a longer nipple if possible. Measure the depth of your container. And what you want to do is get your thing like this. Once you get it through the hole, what it's supposed to look like is something like this, but you get your collars on the outsides, and then you end up with a very rough looking dumbbell like this. So you can get your curls in, you know, for those of you who had been missing your gym time like me, and I will adjust this when I go home. Yeah, you could make yourself some dumbbells with that looks something like this, but of course it'll be sealed at the end with your collars. But unfortunately, I didn't measure properly. Don't be like me. Measure properly, measure the depth of your container, because that's a mistake you could make easily. You may need to get yourself like a 4-inch nipple if necessary, and then you could get the other side of that, which is threaded on the outside, so you could then put your collars on like we did before and all, and see what works best for you. And again, the more weights you're going to use, of course, you're going to need a longer length, so you may end up with even a 6-inch length on one side if you want to stack up about, let's say, 3 or 4 of these on one side to make your weights a little bit heavier. And of course, you could get yourself a better workout, or a more challenging workout at the very least. All right, guys, well, I have some adjustments to make, so I'll do that at home. But that's it for this project. It's very simple. You just have to attach the end piece there. Not too much math in that. Just make sure you measure the depth of your container, again, so that you don't end up with a problem like I have here right now. But I could fix that problem easily. I know how to fix it. So guys, join us next week for DIY, and we'll find out what crazy project I have in store again. And that's it for DIY for now.